Ever notice how the best shows are always the ones nobody's talking about? The problem is not that there is nothing good out there. The problem is nobody talks about the hidden gems sitting right under your nose. Today we are going through 10 hidden gem anime that most people have completely missed, and every single one of them is worth your time. Let's get into it. Kicking us off, Deca-Dence. Humanity has been driven into a massive mobile fortress by creatures called Gadol. To survive, they send out elite fighters called Gears to the front lines, while support units called Tankers stay back. A girl named Natsume has a prosthetic arm and gets stuck in support duty because of it, but she wants to fight on the front lines more than anything. Her superior notices she has real potential and decides to help her get there. What you think is a straightforward action show slowly reveals itself to be something much stranger and more ambitious than it first appears. This one caught a lot of people off guard when it first dropped, and it still does not get the recognition it deserves.
In this world, there's no room for decadence. There is only Deca-Dence.
Next up, Garo Vanishing line. In Russell City, people's negative emotions literally manifest as monsters called horrors that terrorize the streets. The Makai Order sends out knights and alchemists to keep them under control. The highest ranking knight is a man named Sword, who wears the legendary Garo armor. He stumbles onto a conspiracy targeting the entire order, and the only clue he has is a single phrase, El Dorado. When he meets a woman named Sophia who might be connected to that same phrase, they team up to figure out what is actually going on. Slick action, urban fantasy atmosphere, and a mystery that keeps building the entire way through. Next up, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Humanity is in its industrial era when a virus breaks out that turns people into man-eating monsters called Kabaneri. The survivors wall themselves into massive fortresses and barely hold on. A young guy named Ikoma, who maintains the fortresses, thinks he has created a weapon that can actually pierce the Kabaneri's armored hearts. Then an outbreak hits his fortress, and he has to use it a lot sooner than he was ready for. The comparisons to Attack on Titan are obvious, but this show earns its own identity with how it handles the steampunk setting and the constant tension of being trapped on moving trains surrounded by zombies. Next up, Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. An exhausted office worker wakes up one day to find Tokyo overrun by zombies, and instead of panicking, he makes a bucket list of everything he always wanted to do but never had time for. The apocalypse becomes his excuse to actually start living. It balances horror, comedy, and surprisingly genuine moments about what it means to be truly alive. Do not go in expecting pure scares. This one leans into the absurdity and has fun with it, while still delivering solid action when it needs to. Next up, Kengan Ashura. In this world, business deals are not settled in boardrooms. They are settled through brutal gladiator fights between hired warriors. A rising fighter named Uma Tokita gets hired to represent a company, and his manager is just a regular middle-aged guy named Kazuo who has no idea what he's getting into. The fights are visceral, the animation during combat sequences goes hard, and watching these two navigate a world where corporate warfare is literal keeps the tension high throughout. Next up, Sirius the Jaeger. An alternate version of 1930s Tokyo is overrun by vampires, and a mysterious group called the Jaegers is hunting them down. What they are not telling anyone is that they are really after an ancient artifact called the Ark of Sirius that they need to keep out of vampire hands at all costs. One of their strongest members is a young man named Yuli who survived a vampire attack that wiped out his family. The period setting gives it a distinct atmosphere, and the action stays consistently sharp. One of those shows that flew under the radar but absolutely should not have. Next up, Kemono Jihen. An occult detective gets called to a rural village where livestock keeps turning up mutilated with no explanation. While investigating, he meets a young farmhand who gets rejected by everyone around him because of how badly he smells. Turns out, the world is filled with dangerous creatures called Kemono, and this kid might be more connected to them than anyone realized. What starts as a mystery quickly opens up into something much bigger as the kid finds a new purpose fighting alongside people who actually see his worth. Solid supernatural action with heart behind it. Next up, Heavenly Delusion. Two parallel stories that both deal with the aftermath of a disease that sent the world into chaos. One follows children trapped in an underground facility being fed lies by the adults running it. The other follows two kids traveling across a post-apocalyptic wasteland fighting demons while searching for a place called heaven. The way these two storylines connect is what makes this show genuinely brilliant. The drama hits, the action is smooth, and the world building rewards you if you pay attention. If you loved The Last of Us or Fallout, this one is going to feel very familiar in the best way. Next up, Gangsta. Two men work as handymen in the city of Ergastalum, doing dirty work for both the mob and the police. After taking out a pimp, they find a prostitute named Alex on the run from the people who forced her into that life, and decide to protect her. The twist is that in this city, there are people with superhuman abilities called Twilights, who exist because of a drug, and an underground organization has decided to wipe all of them out. The three of them get caught in the middle of that war, and things spiral fast. Dark, gritty, and unapologetically brutal.
Scumbags who get off hurting women. Those are the kind of guys we love to death. You fall into both categories. Your folks must have been proud. Please, no!
And rounding out the list, Orb on the Movements of the Earth. Set in a time when saying the Earth revolves around the sun could get you executed for heresy, the show follows different people across different time periods who are all risking their lives just to study the truth. Every episode you are wondering if they're going to get burned at the stake or if they will survive long enough to prove what they know. It takes something as simple as scientific discovery and turns it into one of the most tense, high-stakes stories you will watch. If you love underdog tales, intellectual rebellion, and people standing up against a system that wants them silenced, this one will stay with you. So there you have it, 10 hidden gem anime that deserved way more love than they got. If even one of these ends up becoming your new favorite, then this list did its job. Go check them out, let me know which ones hit for you, and if you've got your own hidden gems, drop them in the comments because I'm always looking for the next show to binge. Peace out.